Even in your darkest moments, there is light. Even in the moments where you feel like you cannot go on, there is strength. In the moments where you believe that no one has faith in you, there is someone standing in the gap for you with hope and prayers and dreams of your success. Be not afraid. While you're going through your storm, allow yourself to understand that the cause of the storm is not you. Do not take life personally. Too many people take everything personally. The enemy is out for blood. He wants to destroy all those who have a heart, all those who believe in God, all those who believe in a higher power, all those who have given themselves over to peace. You may be tired and don't want to go on. But you got to put one foot in front of the other. You got to be willing to give of yourself. You got to be willing to change your life for the better. You have to be willing to climb the mountaintop and see over the nations of the world. Each nation has its own problems. Look at life and its whole reality, and you will see that there are so many suffering, but wearing a smile and doing it without complaining. The master, the teacher, the father will never give you no more than you can carry. He will never give you no more than what you can handle. I know that from personal experience in my life. I've been through a lot. I've been through the darkness, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, crying out, Lord, allow me the strength to crawl to the end of the tunnel, to see the light, to see the day. I dream of the dawns of men, when man will rise up and understand that they no longer have to live in the shadow of doubt, where they no longer have to live in the shadow of shame, where they no longer have to live in the shadow of pain, when they can come out of the shadows and speak the name of the Lord freely. I don't see people breaking down on their knees in the public places and praying. I don't see people praying just because it is something that needs to be done. We must be a nation of prayers. We must be a nation of believers. We must be a nation of fighters. We must be in the garrison of truth. We must hold on. Because as the winds around us begin to blow, as the rain begin to fall and the thunder and the lightning begin to happen, we must realize that this is the time that we should be praying. This is the time that we should be listening to God. This is the time that we should be walking through the darkness, illuminated by our own hopes and dreams within ourselves. This is the time where we believe that we are stronger. This is the time where we should be believing that we belong to something greater. ask me and I should tell you that everything that I have gone through made me a stronger man. Everything that I've gone through made me a stronger warrior for God, made me a stronger warrior for truth, made me a stronger warrior for the days of darkness. I still travel through the wilderness, hoping to find those who are lost and show them the path of destiny. I walk not alone, but with the angels of the high. Because I know that the angels of the Most High will descend when the prayers begin to unfold. When you begin to pray for wisdom, you begin to see the experience of life. You begin to enjoy the essence of life. You begin to understand that pain is part of the process. That pain is discipline. Because if you can't handle yourself when things start to get rough, how are you going to handle the good days? On a sunny day, you have no issues. You have no problems. You're coming up with things to do, going to the pool, going to the movies, going out to the club, going out to eat. You have so many things that you want to do when the sun is shining and it's warm outside. You have so many things that you want to do that it is impossible to count. But you don't plan for the rainy days. You stand against the window pane wishing that the rain would go away. But in those moments, you should be digging deep in yourself, trying to find the character of who you are and expand upon that character. Giving that character more power, more life, more strength, more hope, more faith, more love. It is time for you to look inside the mirror and see the image of who you are, who you really are. It is time for you to give over the darkness to the Lord, so that the Lord could replace the darkness with the light that the whole world can see for miles and miles and miles and miles around. You should be ready to transform your life into a goal of hope and prosperity. I'm telling you now to hold on, because this battle is not over yet. This war is not over yet. As we look across the world at the famines and the rumors of war, and we look across the land and we see the abuse, and we look across the land and we see those who have been raped, and we look across the land and we see those who have been molested. We look across the land and see those who have been kidnapped and sold into child slavery, sex slavery. We look across the land and we see those in tears and pain and anguish because of sickness and disease. We must hold on, because we are their strength. They look up at us and see that we're still standing upright. We must begin to tell our story, because our story is important. Our story is the illumination of the culmination of what God has done for us. I've said many times to my students that when we enter the kingdom of God, we should be able to sit down with the angels and be able to explain how good God is because of what he has done in our lives. We can't go to heaven and have no stories of the way he saved our lives, the way he came into our lives and showed us the beauty of our spirit. We cannot go into heaven without knowing the power and the strength of the goodness of God. We would be foolish to believe that by letting go, we will survive the storm. That by letting go, that we will be able to handle our lives. I hear so many people say, let your burdens go. But all you're doing is trading your old burdens for your new burden. Instead, you should hold on. Hold on to the words and the scriptures of the Bible. Hold on to the scriptures of the Torah. Hold on to the scriptures of the Quran. Hold on to the scriptures of the Gnostics. Hold on to the scriptures of your own life, your own story. Follow in no one's footsteps, but create your own. Become your own powerful ally. Some people ask me, why did I change my stand so many years ago and called myself the alter ego of who I am? Because there is a part of me who is afraid of each and every day. Afraid of waking up. Afraid of moving forward. Afraid of speaking my mind. Because I know the power of my voice. I know the power of my spirit. I know the power of my dreams. I know the power of my hopes. And then there's a part of me who rolls the dice to win. There's a part of me that can build anything that I wish. A part of me that holds on in the darkest hours, in the midnight hour. There's a part of me that continues to pray. There's a part of me that is a warrior who refused to let go, who believes that every moment is a moment to battle, to shape and create and mold into the destiny we wish and hope to see. There's a shy side and there is a side of me that refuses to allow silence to enter the room. There's a part of me that commands the Spirit, the host of hosts, the kings of kings, the Lord of lords, the Alpha and the Omega. He commands the power and respect of that Spirit. There's a one-on-one connection between that entity and the entity of God. There's a love between that entity and the entity of God. There's faith between that entity and the entity of God. Anytime I am afraid, I switch over to the other side that is not afraid, and I go traveling through the wilderness saying the same old prayer that I've always prayed. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the glory, the power, forever and ever. May he be praised always. I say hold on because it is your birthright. It is your birthright to be loved. It is your birthright to be treated as an equal to your brothers and sisters that are angels of the Most High, to your mothers and your fathers, to your neighbors, to the stranger upon the street. It is our duty to feed them. It is our duty to clothe them. It is our duty to preach to them. It is our duty to teach to them. It is our duty to respect and adore those who suffer in our name, in the name of God. We complain about how much we make. We complain about our jobs and our houses. We complain about our cars and all those things, but yet we do not look at the rest of the world who's living on $1 a day, who's living on $2 a day, who's living on $5 a day, who's living and drinking water out of what they have went to use the bathroom in and wash clothes in, and they living in shacks, living in poverty, real poverty, where they have to wait in line for rice and grain, or they have to wait in line for a little bit of food. We don't begin to understand that we are blessed because we live in a country where being poor is still being richer than those around the world. So I say hold on. Hold on to who you are. Hold on to the dream that made you. Hold on to the love that created you. Hold on to the spirit that kissed you and gave you life. Hold on to the strength of hope. Hold on to the strength of faith, because you walk not alone but with the angels of the Most High, because you are the illumination of the darkness. For those around the world are praying for a better day, it is you who live that better day. It is you who is exalted as the Most High before the courts of the Lord. It will be you who will surrender unto them the path of destiny. It will be you who will carry them across the finish line to the promised land. We can't walk around and be selfish, wanting it one way when it is another way. Today you are dealt a hand of cards, and it's up to you how you play those cards. It's up to you how you play your ace, how you play your king, how you play your queen. I know you heard it before, but life is not checkers, it's chess. It is the game of the strong and not the game of the weak. This is not what God intended when He created the world. He did not intend for anyone to suffer. He did not intend for anyone to go through pain and heartache. He did not intend for anyone to come from a broken family. He did not intend for anyone to go through the savageness of this tyranny that we live in. He did not go through making the earth so that one nation could be raised higher than another nation. That one people will be greater than another people. He did not intend for this. He did not intend for you to let go. He has intended for you to hold on. So no matter what, it is your duty, it is your birthright to wear the armor of God and hold on. We are special to God. We may not be worthy to wear the robe and the crown just yet. We may not always be on the right side of the Lord, but we must try to be on the right side of the Lord each and every day that we wait. We must remember those who are less fortunate than us. We must remember those who cry out in the middle of the night because of the anguish and the pain that they're in. We must hold on because we are the hope of tomorrow. We are the children of destiny. I say it over and over again in my messages, and I hope you listen, that we are the children of destiny. We got a lot of work ahead of us. We got a lot of soul searching ahead of us. We got a long way before we can become the children that He has destined us to be. The ones who hold our heads up high and sing the song of freedom. The ones that will lead those out of the wilderness into the promised land. For the forefathers spoke it. For the ancient ones spoke it. For the scripture has spoken it. It is time for it to come into fruition. It is time for us to stop playing and start living life as is supposed to be. It's time for us to come out of the storm and say that we have found victory in the name of God. That we are able to overcome. That we are able to change. That we are able to deliver that promise, that covenant, that the motherless and the fatherless shall not be afraid in the valley, but come out of that valley and be able to walk amongst men with their heads held high. That those who feel ashamed shall feel the courage of us after hearing our testimony. Just because we live in the richest country of the earth doesn't mean that we haven't gone through the fire and the pain. It only means that we have been comforted. Some of us have been spoiled, but we have to look past being spoiled and begin to do something. We got to begin to move forward, not backwards. We got to begin to speak with authority. For Jesus said unto those who was about to put him to death, by what authority do you do the things that you do? And they could not speak. So by the authority, you have the power to do things that are more powerful than anything else. It's time for you to hold on